Hey everybody, it is TorontoUnicorn and
Amelia.
I like to call her the green-haired goddess now. But yeah, we were hanging out and chit-chatting and smoking this beautiful special occasion blunt. It's going down fantastic. And we started talking about something and I wanted to grab it on camera because it's a really fun conversation and we haven't had it yet, really. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, not everyone knows this, but Amelia was a stranger to the sex club culture until she came across a TikTok.
Yeah.
And so, I want you to tell the camera what was that TikTok and what was the TikTok about?
Okay, so you don't know this story. This is the first time you're hearing it too.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I thought I knew which TikTok, but maybe
No,
I'm
but
wrong.
you know which TikTok. You didn't know how.
Okay, yes. Some of this
Right?
is going to be brand new information.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just scrolling. I'm on TikTok. I like TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
They're short videos, fun. And then I saw a TikTok about Oasis, and you were introducing it, saying like this is, a club with a pool and stuff like that. And it was a very short, brief video, and I think I was like out somewhere. I didn't want to watch like the whole thing, so I was like, you know what? Let me follow this lady,
Mm-hmm.
and let me come back to this. Like,
Yeah.
when I have a couple of minutes, let me go through her content. And I think a couple of days later, maybe I saw a couple of your videos.
Yeah.
And then I went to your page and I started going through every single video. And I was like,
Really?
oh my God, this Oasis is like, it's in my backyard. It's like in Toronto. Like, I thought you were in LA or something, or the States.
Yep.
And then, like, so I checked it out. I Googled Oasis. I talked to my friends. My friend's like, yeah, we'll go with you. And then, actually, nobody ever wanted to come. And then one day after dinner with my friends, I was like, you know what? I'm going today.
Wow.
So I had dinner with my friends downtown. And then I came to Oasis by myself. And like, that was like...
How'd you walk in? What was that like for you?
I was scared shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, even though your videos helped,
Yeah.
but it's still like, oh my God, like, do I have to be naked the whole time? Are they going to take away my clothes? Like, I did watch your videos, but still, you have all these questions,
Yeah.
Oh my God, are people going to be having sex everywhere? Do I have to join?
Yeah.
Like, what if I say no? Do I get kicked out? Like, just, like, lots of questions.
Yeah. But you took a chance anyway, so you must have had enough of an interest for the risk to be worth it. The risk of even being uncomfortable, right? Was it?
Yeah, it was totally worth it. Because, like, if I hadn't seen your videos, I don't think I'd feel confident enough to go
Really?
by myself. Because, like, there's not enough information online, I feel, and even on the website, on Oasis's website.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm seeing somebody that's like me, right? A single woman that's going into these things, that's talking about openly about these things. And then I saw some with you, like, with you interviewing people.
Yeah.
Like, that helped me too, because there's actual real people that you're talking to.
Yeah.
It's not like you're planning the video, right?
Yeah, it's true. Every night I don't know who I'm interviewing, usually. It's always depending on what happens with the night. Yeah.
So.
Wow. Okay, so now what's interesting is that you actually ran into me on your first night at Oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the moment too. Yeah.
It was a celebrity moment for me, because I was like...
It was beautiful for me too.
I was like, my first time here, I'm like, this is a sign from all gods.
Right?
Like, this is meant for me.
I do tend to feel that way with people who say it's very kind of weird how, I was looking at your videos and then you're here. And it's happened to a few people now. And sometimes I look at them just because I literally say, like, I was spiritually called to this lifestyle too. And so, like, a message in a dream, like, you can find that on a video. I have links in the description of this if you want to see the story of my first threesome. But I was spiritually called. And so it doesn't surprise me when people say, I feel like the stars are aligning here, and and that's because that was my experience too. But what's interesting is when she looked at me and she was like, "Oh, like you're like that girl from TikTok." She was very sweet. She made me feel like, "Oh, I'm very special," whatever, because I'm still new to the whole fandom thing, right? And so, and I was alone that night, and then you were gonna walk away, and I was like, "Well, do you want to hang out?" Like, I was like, "Why are you leaving?" And you're like, "Sure." That was the rest is history, kind of.
And I've been in love since.
Right? We've hung out ever since. And then you started bringing your friends.
Yeah.
Amber and J-Lo, right? And so you've seen them, or no, J-Lo's not on camera front, but she's in some of the videos. And then they enjoy the club now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, you saw my videos helped brighten your life. and then that helped brighten your friends' lives, and then you can only imagine the effect that continues, right?
Yeah.
And I like to call it a pyramid scheme, but it's not a scheme, but it's a pyramid of impact. And I think that it's beautiful when I get to hear full circle how they felt connected enough with my story or my video to find it for themselves, because it's not like I'm selling something I can't back up. I'm showing that this lifestyle accepts people.
Yeah.
I'm showing that we can exist women without fighting over men and being, up in the icky feelings of jealousy all day. And I think you need to see it to believe it sometimes, right?
It's a pyramid of pleasure. It's a pyramid of happiness.
It's true. It's joy and finding your joy. And
Yeah.
and you come alive from the inside out in this lifestyle. You really do. And I think you reverse age. I certainly look younger today at 39 than I did at 28. I'm surprised what can happen when you follow your real path in life. Yeah.
I agree with you.
This blend is fantastic.
It's delicious.
Yeah, okay, so what do you think now, as an experienced person, relatively a few months in, you've had all sorts of experiences, you've the good, the bad, whatever, what would you do if you were the person that someone could see one TikTok of yours and it would give them the information about Oasis? What's something that you would think as a new person they would need to know to feel safe or to feel even interested?
So I'd say, first of all, it's important to take chances.
Okay.
It's important to try to get out of your comfort zone, because if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't be here today.
And what helps you do that, though? Because people are like, okay, great, but now what? Now help me do it.
You're right. So it's videos like this. It's where you see normal people, real people that aren't paid by anybody to say this stuff, that are actually going to these places, experiencing them for themselves.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, good, bad, ugly. There's, to everything in life.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So, but there's way more good than anything.
Yeah.
I've met some amazing people. I've made friends. I've had great experiences. I've learned a lot. I've learned about the pleasure, the sex, the genders, what people like, what people don't like, what I don't like.
Yep.
I didn't know what a dom and sub was before.
Yep. And now you're like, okay, I'll let you dom me and you, but only with this and maybe some impact play. And I'm like, lose this girl. You're ordering up like it's an Uber Eats order, your lifestyle experience now. Especially for me, I had never been around a trans person before. I had never been around gay sex before. Because when you're in your own little isolated world and you're on Tinder or you're on your whatever profile, you see what you see. You see what you're looking for. And so when you're in a community of people that accepts all sorts and whatever, not only do you become more socialized amongst it, but it becomes very much more normalized too, and you see the humanity in all of it. And it really is just a lot of humans out there trying to find their best path in life and fulfillment. And if you need a dog collar on, or like to be told you're a dirty little slut, to have that smile at the end of the fucking night, then that's what you do.
That's it.
Some people get that playing cribbage. I get that organizing gangbangs. Everybody gets it differently.
Definitely. Like tonight was swordplay night, right?
Yeah.
And we saw lots of different types of people.
We did. We saw some male play. We saw what was really interesting to me is we saw two guys get out of the pool together and they were both hard. So they both had their dicks straight out. And like normally that's not something I see is. So I noticed that, and I was looking as they were walking, and I didn't care because I was like, it's right there.
But they did have nice dicks.
They did have nice dicks.
Beautiful.
So
and they're good looking too.
Yeah. It's interesting. So R, she was also a fan of my content, and then she wrote me, we met, and the history has been written ever since. But I think what I really like is that this lifestyle, I set out to be a single woman looking for couples. And I ended up finding my tribe in life. I found the best friends I'll have, even if transitional over time. Still, these memories are forever, right? We're making, and we'll always be able to dig in these books of our memory books. And so the ability to change from a jealous person to a non-jealous person is my biggest shock.
Same.
Because I was like, that girl's looking at you, to like my boyfriends. Like I used to be like threat, because they were. I could tell. I could tell, and I was right. So now I've transitioned into it being like, let's go pick up women together, and it's now hot when a woman likes my man.
Yeah.
And look at how that happened. That's just fucking called transmutation right there. Transmutation of energy. You're taking a negative energy and you're transmuting it into a positive energy, and it's a powerful skill when you can master it.
I agree with you.
And so for me, I hate to admit it because I don't like jealousy either, but I still have jealousy now, by the way. Like, let's be clear. But it's really not that common, and it's not with my female friends. It's usually with a romantic interest still. It's not like it was before where I was like, I kissed him like 3 years ago, so he's like off limits to you. Now, as long as they like wipe their dick in between sometimes, we're like, okay, my friend's over there, go have a good night.
Yeah.
And it's because it's a different culture of sharing for the sake of hedonistic fun and pleasure, recreational fun, than when it's emotional bond you're snapping by including somebody. Like, it's just, yeah.
So I'm going to use tonight as an example. How you said maybe somebody's going to show up. That's somebody I had already had a good time with.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you're like, okay, I would like to enjoy this person.
That's right.
Right? And then
so yeah. It's true. Let me build on that.
Yeah,
so there's a gentleman, I'm not going to name here, but I have not slept with him, but he has been with a lot of my friends, and he is top choice for a lot of my friends, okay? Mm-hmm. And I want my turn one of these days because I think he's a nice guy. I like his energy. I just know that he fucks a lot of women, and I'm just going to be I'm going to be patient for a special night, not just kind of whatever. So anyways, one of these days I'm going to run into him there, but I was saying to Amelia, because she's been with him, so has your friends.
Yeah.
So has my friends.
Yeah.
And so part of me is like, when I sleep with him, if I ever sleep with him, I'll still be able to go and high five about this with my female friends who have also slept with him. What are the chances that would have happened 5 years ago?
No way.
No way.
I'd stop talking to you.
I know. I would be so hurt that I would feel betrayed and like whatever. And here I am feeling joy. Compersion is a word that is often used in the sex positive lifestyle, especially poly. It's one of these words that I'm not going to get correct. Compersion. I'm not going to be able to define it correctly off the fly, but it's a sense of, for me, it's a sense of feeling joy in someone else's joy, or pleasure for someone else's pleasure. But it's also like in a sexual way too. It's not excluding sex. Like, for example, back when I was in a monogamous relationship, I would be very happy for my partner when he got a new car, a new job, a new friend, whatever it was that made him happy. But as soon as he got somebody interested in him, it was like, uh-oh, bad thing, don't go, switch gyms if the girl's at the gym. Like, it was like, uh-oh, and so we couldn't share the joy in someone's joy in every area. It was limited to the areas that made us feel safe, right? And so now that I feel joy in many ways, I feel joy picking up somebody's favorite dessert or whatever, but I also feel joy watching them get head the way they like getting head. Like, really, I really enjoy watching them have these experiences in front of me because I feel included. Even if I'm just watching, if I'm allowed to watch, I feel included, and I like watch. I think it's because I like watching. I think some people wouldn't be happy just watching. I should be clear. I'm a voyeur at heart. I don't mind fucking watching my friends fuck. I think it's interesting. I also am an educator. It's not like it phases me. I'm not like sitting there like fucking flicking my bird to you either. I think that could get a little weird if I was like following my friends around masturbating to them. But I do just like, I watch my friends have sex, and you do too. Yeah. And it's normal now. Yeah. Did you always watch your friends have sex?
Never, ever, 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 ever.
And wouldn't it have been weird if somebody had suggested the idea to you?
Yeah.
So it goes to show.
I'm fucking right beside my friends.
Right? And we're sharing men with grace.
Yeah.
And it goes to show that we are culturally conditioned and programmed in society. And there's hope. Even if you can't see how it's possible for you to not feel jealous or for you to be able to enjoy something. And again, it's not for everybody. But it goes to show that you can deprogram, and it's for everyone's benefit. I mean, I don't feel the bad feelings of jealousy. It's not like I just mask them better. I don't feel them.
Jealousy is not a good feeling.
No.
It comes from a not so nice place.
It does.
So to not feel that is healing.
It really is. And I can enjoy my friends a lot more because the friction that's normally between women, when you remove that as an obstacle, because truthfully, you could sleep with anybody I've slept with. There is currently technically nobody off limits to you, and it's because no one, we don't call dibs like that, really.
No.
It's not like we own these guys because we had their dick in their mouth one time, and we all are learning that. And how does, tell me, that makes us better fucking women?
Yes.
It makes us better people.
I agree.
It makes me better at dating, because I get better at sharing, and sharing not just with other women, but with other important priorities or other things. Like, you just get better at sharing. Yeah.
Also, I think it also helps in dating, as in, then you realize that you're like, okay, maybe one person doesn't fulfill everything.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to fulfill everything to someone. I'm fucking
Same.
tired sometimes. If I had a man with a high sex drive, and that was great for a year, and then one of us got sick or whatever, why does the other one have to be stuck? Why couldn't there be a remedy?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, if I'm exhausted, I would so much rather my horny fucking partner get his rocks off somewhere and come back to bed rested so I can have my peace. Maybe that's just me,
Yeah.
but I understand that there's men who have wandering eyes, specifically men. I know women do too, but men. And so there's always the threat of, or the fear of, new experiences, they'll run away with them or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it can happen in the real world, but it can happen whether you're doing it out in the open or not. I just think out in the open it's less likely, because especially in the sex positive lifestyle, it's a community of like an ethical standard.
Yeah.
And people would be reputationally known if they cause drama or problems.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. You want to be known as a normal, healthy, functioning person who, uses condoms or like does things cleanly or whatever with consent. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, this lifestyle has changed me as a person and not just a sexual person.
Yeah.
And that's why I really love it. And I think that's what made me make those TikToks, right? Like, that's what made me put my face out there, was because I was like, you guys, I didn't know about this either. I found out about sex clubs very late in life. I was 34 years old. And I took such a jump outside of my comfort zone to do it too. And not everyone can get that bravery. And so that's why I'm trying to help too, is how do I help somebody jump from one to the other? And so, one of the things I do want to say and to plug here is that my fan page is a place where I have genuine text conversations with fans, lots of them virgins lately, who are coming to get my insights on their specific situations or whatever. And I'm flattered, because that's how I love to engage with my fans too, is to actually help them, because that hump of getting from where you want to be something and doing something is very big of a jump. And if I can help by putting a couple videos in front of somebody, or giving them literally coaching on what night of the week and what event and what to wear and what to bring, that can help put them over the edge. And so that is kind of what I hope that people, including women and trans and everyone, I mean, that's what my fan page is for. It's not just for men to jerk off, I'm just saying. Cheers.
Also, it takes a lot of courage to reach out too.
Yeah, it does. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of especially the virgins, because they're not ashamed to talk to me about being a virgin, and maybe that's refreshing. I'm assuming that's refreshing for them, because I'm not shaming them in any way or even pitying them. I look at them as, okay, do you want to not be a virgin? Okay, let's keep going. Like, it's like, okay, if you're ready, you're ready.
Yeah.
And let me help you, because I know what it's like to carry around a shameful feeling, right? For me, it was my body a lot of the time. And so when you find a way to own those things and to live differently with those same things, but in a different experience, that's when you really learn how to thrive. And so one of my favorite videos recently that went out was with the interview with a virgin that we had helped, that you specifically helped him accomplish his de-virginization, I would say, cherry popping.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite videos, because I don't know why he fell into our lives and got help getting across that barrier, but I feel like we will always feel like we were a part of helping him at least start a solid, positive foundation. He'll have bad experiences, we all do, and we learn from them, but because he was so nervous and so late in life, he is gonna take that forever. And so how does that makes me feel very good. Like, that's a very fulfilling feeling.
Yeah, you're gonna be part of somebody's core memory.
Yeah.
Right?
And a great memory.
Right?
Yeah.
I wish my first time was that amazing.
I know. And so for you, let's shift, because I think people are curious about this, and I won't always out the people you sleep with, by the way. Like, that's clearly a one-time kind of thing without consent. But it really is something that, you also are getting something out of it, in my opinion, because you are being treated as this beautiful green-haired goddess who had the most beautiful body that he has been dreaming about touching. And you, I don't know about you, but not all men at a sex club are going to make you feel so cherished, right? And so as a woman, those experiences can be fulfilling, to be treated and forever remembered as this certain goddess energy, because that keeps us alive in a way.
I agree with you. I felt like that too. Like, I saw his face change.
Yeah.
You know, when he entered.
Yeah.
I saw him like, all like when he's touching me and like caressing me. You could see it, you could feel it. And then he had like this permanent smile, like this Joker smile the whole night. And he's following me around like a puppy dog. It was really, really cute.
That's funny.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was lovely, he was very nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, like, we all remember our virginity stories.
I know.
So I take pride in, I'm gonna be a part of his virginity story forever.
Even if you don't have kids, one day some guy's still gonna jerk
Yeah.
off to that memory, and that's how you keep it alive.
Right? You what does it, pay it forward?
Right? Oh yes, and I said that to him in the video.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what you did to deserve getting not only coached by multiple friendly women, because there was few of us that helped.
Yeah.
But to have generous, patient people too that were like, you know, it's not going to be necessarily sexually good for you.
Yeah.
But sometimes sex is more than that, than
That's
the
what it
physical
was.
stuff, right? So, yeah, what a spectacular experience, because I've had at least 4 or 5 paid fans come to my site now and say that video was what like caught me, and I was like, I'm glad. I mean, virgins should wear it as a badge of opportunity, not as a cloak of shame, is like what I like to say.
Yeah.
Because first of all, that's how you should do everything. Own it.
Yeah.
Own it.
Yeah.
If you say bad jokes, you know, still just laugh, like whatever, move on. Like literally just own the shit that used to hold you back, and your life, you'll be free. And so the virgins, if they start going to a club and they're like, so I'm a virgin and I'm looking to see like who wants to take my chair, they're gonna find somebody more authentically that way.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be so nervous because they know they're not gonna be good.
Exactly. You know, I knew, like, it's his first time. He's not gonna be good.
No. And that's okay, because
That's
none
fine.
of us were. Yeah.
Yeah. Our first times or whatever, every time you have sex is not always good.
Yeah. And so not everyone wants to take someone's virginity. For me, it's not something, it's a hobby of mine. But it would be very special if I chose to do it with someone just like you, right? It would be a 1 or 2 time thing maybe for me if I did it, but it would be a generous thing, right? Because it's not for the fight.
Yeah,
it's not for the sex.
Yeah, it's not for, as much as it's a little bit for us, because we'll be in their memories for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But for like the pleasure.
Yeah.
Right? And that's going to be a story for us. Like, oh, remember that one time, you know, we had sex or that whatever with the virgin, you know?
Yeah.
But for them, it's going to be like, kind of like a lifetime thing.
I know, it's true. And I think for me, because I see so much sex, and I get so desensitized to sex, I need something to make it specialer, more special, right? And it's, she's going to hate the word specialer.